Blaze.com has a news story out. J.D. Vance responds to the possibility of a Vance Rubio presidential ticket. I love his response. He was speaking on Podforce One. It's a podcast from the New York Post. And they asked him about, how do you feel about a Vance Rubio ticket? And he said, we get along really, really well. The reason why we're successful is because all of us work together really well.
Which is not necessarily the case in the first term.
No.
You cannot say that about the people working within the White House. Though.
I mean, I was saying this to a friend of mine. We were talking, and he asked me about a Vance Rubio ticket. And I said, I talked to J.D. Vance and Rubio in the hallways of the White House just recently and about that. And I said, and they both said exactly the same thing. Let's get through the next 3.5 years. Things could change quickly in the next 3.5 years.
It's true. It's easy. I think again, there is a feeling, I think, on the right that a lot of exciting things have happened, and many of them really positive.
3.5 years is a
long
way away.
We are a long ways away. We're a long way away from the midterm election when it comes.
We are.
I mean, think about this. We are what? We are, to this point, closer to Trump's inauguration than we are to the midterms. That seems impossible to me in my head.
Yeah,
but that's true.
It's true
to this moment.
So it's crazy how much could change in the next 4 years, let alone the next 1 year. And things are going really, really well. But
that's for us, though. I know you're moving on to something else.
I know.
The left hates this more than they've ever hated anything ever. I mean, every person I know on the left has been driven completely insane by all of this. And you look at things.
Wait. By all of this, or by all of the leadership of the other side? I mean, what has really driven them insane?
They're totally driven insane by Trump. I mean, I'm not revealing anything new here, but I think it's more extreme now than it was in the first term.
It is, but it's not. They're not driven insane by Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump does help that along because he likes to toy with them.
Sure.
So that doesn't help.
Right.
However, it is the response from the media and the response from the Democrats that have made him into Hitler, not Donald Trump.
No, I mean, their analysis of Donald Trump is that he's the worst human being of all time. I think that's helped along by leadership, helped along by the media.
They would elect Pol Pot over Donald Trump at this point.
Pol Pot implemented a lot of policies that they liked.
That's true. That's true. We should all be against the killing fields, but at this point, I'm not sure they would be against the killing fields.
I don't know if the Hamas wing of the Democratic Party is against the killing fields. I'm not sure about that.
Right.
But I will say is if you look at overall, you look at the approval ratings of Donald Trump, they're not at their highest point right now, and that's not just Democrats, that's the entire country. Yeah. So if that were to continue, if a couple things go wrong, if the economy turns down, and we've talked a lot about the economy being at risk, especially outside of the AI bubble. I was reading something yesterday about the AI situation. It's funding. It's basically giving us all of these gains. It's almost all AI related. Mm-hmm. All these, we've talked to experts about this. It's almost all a bunch of money being passed in between like 7 companies. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, let's just say that were to collapse, it would hurt our economy, and who knows where we would be.
Even if it doesn't collapse, think of all of the jobs that are probably going to be lost in the next 3 years. We're starting to see jobs being lost because of AI now. That's going to become very, very unpopular. And AI, I think, is going to become very, very unpopular. And those who, are using AI, this is getting very dicey for me. I'm starting to regret everything I've done in the last 2 years. But but it's going to become very, very unpopular because it will take jobs if companies decide to use it as people and not as a tool for people. But anyway, let's move on. The one thing that they both said, that is the point I wanted to make on this, was, and they say it in the Blaze article, a lot of the good work we've done is because we do it as an administration, and we're all able to work together. what both of them said to me on separate occasions when I said this was, I said to Rubio and to Vance, you are killing it. You're just killing it right now. And they both said, no. Both of them separately, no. He's killing it. Pointing to the Oval Office. He's killing it. We're just following what he is directing us to do. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys are also doing a very effective job at doing that. I've seen presidents give order. I saw Donald Trump try to give orders last time and it didn't work out well. And he's like, no, we're a great, great team.
That's good to hear.
But what I wanted to say is I can't think of a time in my lifetime. I mean, I was not around the White House of the Reagan years, so I don't know. But I can't think of a time where I have seen honest credit given by the top leadership in hallway conversations to the president. You know what I mean? It was because it was honest. It was real. It wasn't like, oh, no, it's not me, it's him. It was real. No, you don't understand. His grand strategy is amazing, and we're just following it. That told me a lot, and told me a lot about the quality of people around him.
And let's be honest about it. It's also the right answer. You didn't get the sense that they are saying the thing they know is going to keep them in the good graces.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's good.
I didn't.
That's really good.
Yeah, I don't think either of those guys would have said any. They would have just said thank you. But it's him. No. It wasn't. It wasn't like that.
It was more forceful.
Yeah. It was. No. You don't understand. He is like running the show.
Well, I think the Venezuela boats situation is an interesting highlight of this. Again, and we've talked about all the questions about it, and there's some stuff to discuss. However, that is something that is super important to Marco Rubio. That is I would say central to that entire situation is very central to his belief system and his
freeing the people of Venezuela.
Really important to him. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Trump really takes that seriously and is doing something about it is really important to Rubio. I think it's.
But I don't think. See, that's the way I think most administrations would look at it. Like, I want to help Rubio out. I know you're really passionate about this. Let me do this, and I agree with you. But I really think it's the other way around. I think Donald Trump is like, here's why this is important. And it has a little bit to do with Rubio, with what you're dealing with, what you're thinking. But let me show you the grand strategy of why it has to happen. And I think that the big vision is coming from Donald Trump, and it accomplishes everything that everybody else is looking to do, but it's much bigger vision. The big vision is coming from him, I think.
Yeah, and I think, the other thing that is very central to Donald Trump's belief system, besides the idea that he doesn't want people coming across the border illegally, he's very against illegal substances. Not just the crime that is associated with them, but he's obviously been really hard against that his entire life. He doesn't drink even.
I think he wouldn't do this because of the Constitution. But I think if he could, I think he would be like, yeah, drug dealers, execute.
Well, he's kind of said that.
Yeah.
He said that. What was the guy in the Philippines?
Duarte.
Yeah.
He's like, I kind of like that. Look, he just kills them.
That's what some of the criticism is over the Venezuelan boats, right? You'll be surprised to hear there's not a lot of great trial attorneys involved in the process. There's not a defense being presented when the drone is overhead. They believe these are threats. Waters. They believe they have this right. That's going to go through the courts. It's going to be challenged.
I know,
and they're going to have to deal with that. But he more importantly than stopping those drugs from coming in, because you see the boats, you're like, well, what could that even do to our country? It'd be swallowed up by they wouldn't even get through a Washington, D.C. cocktail party, the amount of drugs they can carry on one of those boats. The point is,
well, if Hunter's
there, yeah, obviously,
or somebody else from the Biden administration,
right? Who knows who could have been with all the cocaine in the White House? But I mean, the point is there, the message. The message is quite clear what they're sending to Venezuela, which is not just don't send boats. It is stop everything you're doing. By the way, did you notice that very large ship off your coast? We are sending all sorts of messages to them that are much deeper than, hey, please stop delivering some cocaine here and there.
Do you think the fact that we sent one of our biggest bombers from North Dakota to just buzz the coastline just in the international waters.
It's a beautiful coastline.
We did
some sightseeing.
Did you see this? 2 of our bombers from the air base in North Dakota ran what I would describe as, and I think they want him to describe it in Venezuela the same way, as a trial run. 2 times now we have sent 2 bombers, big bombers, right to the line of Venezuela, right to international waters. They flew all the way down from North Dakota, down, made that run, and then headed on home. He's sending the guy is brilliant. He is sending all kinds of signals. You guys should take care of him.
You know what he's sending? What signal he's sending to me? That he doesn't care about global warming. He does not care about the emissions from that plane.
Hold on just a second. Doesn't that feel good?